There's some good news for retailers this holiday season. Sales are projected to increase both nationally and in Massachusetts. Carolee McGrath sat down with Jon Hurst, the president of the Retail Association of Massachusetts, to learn the details.
Well, our members are very optimistic, and I think it really shows the optimism that they've seen throughout the year. They're looking at an increase over last year of 3.8%. And, that may not sound like much, but, an average increase for the holiday sales season over the years, over the decades, has been about 3%. So we're talking about an increase well over last year. And last year was an increase as well, about a 3% increase. So to beat last year, to beat it significantly, and to beat the rate of inflation, particularly in a day and age when the consumers have so many options, I think that's very, very positive for our small retailers in the state.
And nationally, the figures are supposed to go even higher as well.
Well, the national figure can be, there are surveys out there showing from 4.3% to 4.8%. Now, the difference is our survey on the state level tends to be mom and pops, brick and mortar type of stores, and although we have the chains as members, they don't break out their sales by state. And those mom and pops, they may be online, but they may not have as high a percentage of online sales as the national numbers. So those national numbers of 4.8%, state 3.8%, that I think that the difference there basically is the internet. The internet, of course, is a huge chunk of the holiday sales season, probably 17% this year.
And talk a little bit about the challenge for mom and pop stores when you're talking about the internet and just so many people who will just pick up their smartphone and find what they want right there.
Well, that's the day and age that we live in, right? We've had the internet for nearly 2 decades, yet what really accelerated the online sales were not Cyber Monday and broadband at the office on a desktop computer. It was a smartphone. It's really been accelerated just in the last 5 years. We've seen the double-digit every year increases on online sales as the consumer walks around with a smartphone. They may be on their couch or in the office, or they may be in a store comparison shopping and buying right there with a few clicks of their smartphone. That has really driven the internet sales, and that's a challenge. It's a challenge, particularly if you're a small store, you don't have the IT personnel and the consultants. You may not have the most up-to-date internet site that's mobile ready, and you may not have all of your goods and services online yet. But more and more small businesses understand that they have to be in that space.
Talk a little bit about the reasons behind the expectations going up this year as we head into the season.
Well, consumer confidence is really the basic, the largest reason. Look, we have consumer confidence here in the Commonwealth that we haven't seen in 18 years. The consumer is extremely confident about their current situation and also where they're going to be 6 months from now. And when you have a strong, confident consumer, they feel good about their situation, about themselves and their families. They like to be celebratory. They like to invest back into themselves and in their families. And that's important. When the consumer is 70% of our economy, that has a huge impact upon our entire economy, whether it's our main streets or our regional economies. It's not only just the retailers, it's also the distribution industries, the manufacturers. Our consumers really drive our economy, and if they're confident, they're going to reinvest in themselves and reinvest in the economy. The key is, where are they going to invest those dollars? And we urge that they invest as many of those dollars as possible right here in our communities.
So let's talk a little bit about that. We had Small Business Saturday, which was after Thanksgiving, and you also have a campaign, Buy in Massachusetts. How are you encouraging people to really spend their dollars, especially during this season when everybody's out shopping in Massachusetts? Well,
it's very important, and we think it's more important increasingly as the consumer gets so much more comfortable in buying online. We're working hard to raise awareness that it does matter where the consumer invests their dollars. They need to shop like jobs depend on it because, well, they do, right? It's easy enough to send, $100 or $1,000 to some internet site that's based across the country or in another country entirely. We have to remember that those dollars are leaving our economy, are not being spent in our local cities and towns with our neighbors and with our friends that actually work in those stores and are so invested in our communities and employing people, paying property taxes and investing in the Little League and in our nonprofits and so forth. We need to keep reminding ourselves, reminding our consumers that they need to invest in those small businesses. They need to invest in our main streets if they want them to be around for generations to come.
And how do you encourage the small businesses to compete? Obviously, there's all the online, and I know a lot of the big box stores are starting to go away, but how do you encourage them or advise them to compete, whether using social media or other things that they might have available to them?
Well, social media is vital. You've got to, even if you're not selling on your smartphone, not transacting, you at least need to be reaching your consumer through the social media and through digital advertising. You think about how consumers find a location to buy a good anymore. They're right there on their phone.
Right.
You need to be there. You need to be promoting yourself there constantly. And you need to the extent as possible, you need to be social media or mobile media ready. You need to have products, at least some of your goods, right there online to give the consumer the option to go onto your site and buy something. And maybe you buy something today online, but maybe you go and pick it up in the store. And while you're there, you're going to have an impulse buy and you're going to pick up something else. That whole integration of online sales and the brick and mortar and even direct mail, it's very important to have this multi-channel type of way to market to your customers, because today the consumer is looking for ease and they're looking for good service. And if you can deliver that to the consumer, whether they're coming into your front door or they're reaching out to you over their smartphone, or they're looking at a catalog or an ad that you send to them, you need to reach out to them as many ways as possible, and you need to try to get them through the front door one time and give them a great experience. And if you do that, they're more likely to come back time and time again.
Okay, so sales are looking good, but let's talk a little bit about profits for the season.
Well, I mean, that's the tough thing when you're talking about so much competition out there in the marketplace. The consumer has unlimited options. So, and when they have the tools of shopping for price for a certain good, and comparison shopping right there on their phone, they're going to be looking for lowest price as well as good service. Right. So that makes it a very difficult arena to really be profitable in, because you're still seeing some of your operating costs go up. Rents are still going up. Property taxes are still going up. Labor in particular has been going up as the marketplace has been getting stronger and stronger. And we have 3% unemployment. Right. We have increases in minimum wage and healthcare costs and other mandates that really affect your payroll bottom line costs. So if your costs are going up, yet your sales are not going up at least the same type of ratio, you've got a profitability problem. And that's where you get concerned. You get concerned that even if your sales are going up, if they're not going up at least as rapidly as your costs, you're going to have a profitability problem at the end of the year. And whether you're a large national company or you're a mom and pop on Main Street, that's something that the industry is dealing with. And look, we're going to continue to have shakeouts because of that. We all know that we have too much commercial space in this country and here in the Commonwealth. We're going to have to look at stores that have smaller footprints, fewer numbers, maybe a little less inventory, on the shelves, but the ability to order something and have it to their front doorstep the next day. Right. That's the type of shakeout that we're going to see. But, I'm still optimistic. As long as there are consumers, we'll always have retail stores, because the retailers are going to be there to service those consumers any way that they want to be serviced.